Hi there, my name is Ron Rogers, and this Flight Test Tales from the Dark Side has to do with the length of the runway, the main runway, out at Edwards. Now, most people think that runway 2204, the main runway out at Edwards, is 15,000 feet long, but they would be incorrect. I was in the wing commander's office in the late 70s, and we had the new base commander out there, and the space shuttle was getting ready to land on the lake beds and the concrete runway. And the base commander was concerned that the concrete runway had not been checked in a while, and maybe they should do a boring to determine how it was holding up. Well, the wing commander, who had been at Edwards for a very long time, kind of laughed about that and says, well, you're going to be boring for a long time. Because when they initially laid out the runway, they didn't know what aircraft were coming down the pike, and they wanted to make a runway that was going to be capable of supporting just about any aircraft that could be produced. And remember, back when this was laid out in the 40s and 50s, there was a lot of development going on, and they really didn't have any idea where things were headed. So they decided to make a very thick runway. It is 20 feet deep, so it's 300 feet wide and supposedly 15,000 feet long. Well, what ended up happening, and I don't know how they measured it. I don't have a tape measure that's 15,000 feet long, and they'd probably be a little accurate, but they ended up discovering that the runway was only 14,999 feet long. The contractor had shorted them 1 foot of runway. Now you're probably thinking, that's not a whole lot, but 1 foot by 20 foot by 300 feet is a lot of concrete. Okay, what are we going to do about this? Back then they decided that the contractor was going to have to make up for it. And in the area circled here, I don't have a good picture of this, but somewhere in that area was Visiting General's Quarters, a very nice little house down there in the southern area of the base. And that's where a general could visit and have a nice facility. Well, they decided they'd take this concrete and that was owed to them, and they would provide a swimming pool with it. So the swimming pool down there at the general's visiting quarters was provided because the runway at Edwards was shorted by 1 foot. And that's the rest of the story. Thanks for listening.